Hello, everyone. We're back again with the standard community and developing an open source standardized AI library for OpenAI. Um, I don't know if I told you this yesterday, but the day before, but we've been talking about the Microsoft build stuff. Oh yeah, we did talk about that yesterday, right? They have this Azure, AI Studio and stuff like that, and I can't wait to go through it
Yeah.
and see what we can do with it. It'll be fun, right?
hmm Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Let me see here. Can we can we get a project started? I know that Brian added few things in there. Let's see. Wow, way too many projects in here. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Okay, so you're still on that same branch, right? So you're still on the
The submit one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will pull up. So there's FineTune Submit. So I'm just gonna sync up real quick and see. Yeah, okay, let's see here. Okay, so um, let me run all the tests here. Sorry, I was a little I was having a little fever this morning, so my brain is just starting to process things. Let's see here. Here we are. So the fine tuning, right? So we did do the submit fine tune, and then Brian went and added in validations. Let's see, null fine tune, fine tune validation exception, null fine tune exception, submit fine tune async, and then we want to make sure that we never called this post fine tune or anything else. Cool. Okay, this needs to be var, and because this is a um, fine, let's see, fine tune dot request, because this is just one assignment. It doesn't need to be built in this particular manner. So it's fine tune request. There you go. And then you have key value because it says the request is required. Send fine tune task. That's submit, right? Submit fine tune task. There you go. Right, and then we want to make sure that the exceptions are matching. That's correct. OpenAI broker mock never happened. And this is good. And then in here, uh, yeah, that still counts as one assignment. So let's do that here. Valid fine tune dot request. And this is invalid fine tune uh, field ID. There you go. And then these are all one-liners. They fit within the method. Let's break that down a little bit. Fine tune, validate tune, validation exception. There's the datetime broker here. Datetime. Verify no other calls. Okay, so this is all good. Do you think there's anything else in terms of validation other than the file ID? I don't really think so. I don't really think so. I wonder if Parker broke this. Yeah, he did do the circuit breaker. Okay, fantastic. So I'm just gonna submit this as code rub, just clean up things. Let me run code cleanup in here real quick. Mm. And code rub, and then code cleanup. There you go. Okay, so now um, we need to start talking about handling exceptions, right? What are the exceptions that come out of the API? You know, I know there's obvious ones that we can take care of right away, and there are ones that we need to kind of look at the documentation for. So I'm going to create a new one in here, and that will be the exceptions part. So this is one. Come on, paste. There you go. Exceptions dot submit. There you go. And then, so okay, so what are the exceptions? Oh, it looks like, see, I always said copy pasta is dangerous, but you know, you copy pasta, you find weird things in the files that you copied, like an extra space, stuff like that. So let's see here. This is all good. Yeah. So let's do the exceptions here. This fact, public async task should. Okay, so I'm assuming similar exceptions like the ones we handled before, unauthorized and forbidden, right? There is that. Did we not handle any other exceptions? Were there like singular exceptions for these ones? Okay, not found, HTTP response not found. That's a dependency. And then bad request. And then too many requests. And then there is the generic failed server. Okay. I mean, we could take these ones. So let's take these unauthorized. And I think that's just a dependency exception if I'm not mistaken. Because the unauthorized stuff is, there's URL not found first. Okay, let's do that. Should throw validate dependency exception on submit if URL not found async. There's given when then var http response URL not found exception new http response URL. So that is one, and then we want an invalid. I don't know if we decided to um, create a special, yeah, invalid configuration and then completion for the generic. Okay. So let's go into our fine-tune models in here. So this is under models, foundations, and then fine-tunes. Here's the validation. Okay. Invalid fine-tune configuration exception. Exception. There you go. CTOR. This guy will take from the generic exception. So there is an inner exception. Base. And then we want to say, here's our message. Invalid fine-tune configuration error occurred. Fix errors. Try again. And then they have well, the customer won't be able to fix any errors, so we're just going to go and say contact support. Contact support. And since the inner exception is already there, so we should be good. Come on. And then this is a dependency exception for us, so it will be FineTune dependency exception. Here you go. This exception, CTOR exception, inner exception, message, FineTune dependency error occurred, contact support. Here's your inner exception. Control KE. There you go. Okay. Okay, so that will be invalid FineTune configuration exception, which will take this HTTP response error. And then inside this guy, we will have a FineTune dependency exception. New FineTune dependency with this. Cool. Looks a little weird to me. We do it like this. Yeah, sure, why not? And then here's the mock, and then setup broker. Is the screen too small, Kayla, or are you able to see the code okay?
I can see.
Cool. Post FineTune async. It is any external FineTune request. And that guy will throw asynchronously a HTTP response URL not found exception, right? Because that means the configurations are broken somewhere, right? And so we still need to pass in some input parameter, right? So here's my FineTune, random FineTune, some FineTune, create random. Oh, we don't have that, don't we? Ha, let me go into these and create a filler. So private filler FineTune, and then create random FineTune filler. I don't know if this guy has a datetime offset, because otherwise we're gonna have to fix it. So let's see here, datetime offset. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay. Well, if we ignored completely well, we don't need to generate for the response because we don't care about the response. So if I go and say filler equal new filler FineTune and then filler setup on property FineTune dot response and then ignore it. This is much more elegant than having to say, oh, it's much cleaner than this. Okay, so now I want to create a random FineTune for me. So this is an exposure, Control MO, collapse all that. Yeah, that would come in second. So private static FineTune create random FineTune. Create FineTune filler. Oh, it's not. It doesn't want to play because it's not static. Cool. Let's do that. Create FineTune filler dot create. There you go. And then let's write that test. So that's create random FineTune. There you go. So that will be passed in, but we really don't care, right? Because we are going to do something completely different here. So this is value task. That guy is supposed to return fine tune and then submit fine tune task, which is basically this dot service dot submit, and then this is some fine tune. Okay, this means that we have a fine tune dependency exception, actual fine tune dependency exception. Dinesh has a question. Let's see what Dinesh says. Hi Hassan, I am Dinesh from India, Kashmir. Okay, I have a real quick question for you. Okay, which makes me tends to, is AI going to kill us developers, or there are still some chances left? What do you think, Kayla? Do you think AI is going to kill us as developers?
No, I mean AI right now is still at its baby stage, so it's still too early to say that until it knows how to think by itself and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and I personally, Dinesh, that's a great question. I think that I personally think that AI could be for engineers the same way the IDEs that we use today is just a tool that can make you more productive, smarter. It could change what we have to do manually. Like you see, all that work that I'm doing right now, this all can be at some point in time be uh, just a voice command. Hey, create a fine-tuned service with these particular APIs, and it just goes and figures that out for me. The one thing AI will never be able to do, though, and I keep telling people that, is creativity, innovation, right? Like, imagine if AI existed at the time where, before we invented airplanes, for instance. It'll never come up with anything like that, at least not yet, right? Maybe AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, could do that. But still, AI as you know it today, it still has a lot of problems. Misinformation, it still hallucinates. There's something called AI hallucination, where it's basically telling you things that are absolutely wrong, but it's telling you in full confidence that these things are absolutely correct. I don't think it's going to kill us developers. I think you need to keep up with it though. Just the same way people who didn't learn newer technologies and just stuck to Fortran and things like um, Basic and VB.NET are struggling to kind of build anything or find a great opportunity. I think you just need to keep up with it. That's all. If you keep up with it, you don't have to worry about it killing developers. You don't have to worry about that part. Just learn as much as you can and keep up with it. This is why I make these sessions so I remind people every day. I mean, we don't have to do this in a live stream, but this is a reminder for people every day. Hey, keep learning, keep getting new things and see what you can do with it. I hope that answers your questions. So expected fine-tune dependency exception. So the actual fine-tune dependency exception should be equivalent to the expected fine-tune dependency exception. There you go. And then out of the mock, verify broker dot post fine-tune async. Is this supposed to be post fine-tune request async? I don't know what was our naming convention there. Let's see here. I don't care about what's coming in. I just want the exception to be thrown. This is external fine-tune request. This has been called once, and then everything else just falls in line. It's actually a good question, Kylo. I mean, people keep thinking about this stuff over and over. It's very hard not to think that AI is going to, replace or take away people's jobs. Well, if your job is boring, AI is definitely going to take over it. But if you're innovating and you're working on new ideas and stuff like that, I don't think you have to worry too much about that.
I think by the time AI can replace us as engineers, then it can replace any other
Profession.
jobs. Yeah.
Yep. And yet we'll still have jobs because we people are going to come hire us to shut down AI. So so we'll see. Okay, I'm getting a randomizer error. Let's see. Fine tune request. What is it that you do? Oh, object class. Okay, sure. That's fair. It doesn't know how to generate for these objects, whatever. I should probably put something in there though. So, I'll just go here and say on property, fine tune, fine tune dot um, response dot uh, uh, betas, something like that. Sorry, request dot betas. Yep. And then for this guy, we want to use create random byte array or object array. There you go. Because this guy is at the top and all that. I want it to look pretty. So I'm gonna move this. This is a nice beauty rule right there. If you have to do multi-layer like this, then just nest them this way. I like this better. Okay, this should make the test fail in a good way. Now it's failing in a bad way. We want it to fail in a good way. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Expected actual. Okay. Hey, Kailu, do you want a piece of this? Yeah,
Okay.
here, fail. Let's go. It's all yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This one is these guys authorize. I think you have them. You kind of have them. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Grab these
Kayla, did you get a chance to watch the Congress hearing of the
for ChatGPT.
yeah, that was that was very interesting. You know, Sam Altman was, I forgot to talk about this yesterday, but Sam Altman was talking about, having the government put some strict regulation on AI and all that good stuff. And um, one of the one of the things that people were saying online was that Sam is trying to cripple his competition.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean it well. He was talking about, hey, I want the I want the government to be able to pull the license out from an individual, or a company that has violated AI. But I think the part that people forget is that outside of the US, people will do whatever they want.
Uh-huh.
And since people outside the US will do whatever they want, that basically means if you slow down growth and competition inside the US, it's
They'll
not going to
fall
stop that
behind.
genie.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Mm.
mhm. So I don't know. It's getting very interesting by the day. No, I love this topic. It's a very interesting topic. Just to see how tech policies, legal, everything just getting mushed up together. Art, you know, everything. It's getting all mushed up together.
I think the real problem is a lot of these government officials don't know tech really, like
Hmm.
like what, like people who don't know tech, how you expect them to put
Hmm.
the right regulations for these things.
Yep. I wonder if this whole AI boom is the reason why. Have you seen Nvidia stocks recently? It went crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see, what is this all about? Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Why Nvidia is suddenly one of the most valuable companies in the world. I mean, it's bigger than Tesla and Facebook at this point in time. So 24% rise in stock prices means Nvidia is now worth $939 billion. That's more than Tesla and Facebook, which are worth 584 and 647 respectfully. Okay, so why is that? Is people buying GPUs to train there it is. So, oh God, this is crypto all over again. So, so people were buying all these GPUs to kind of train, not train, to generate cryptocurrency, and then the thing crashed. I don't know where it is now, but it kind of completely disappeared or almost disappeared. There's still a couple of people who are extremely enthused about the topic, but it's not as attracting to everyone anymore. The interesting part here is that, wow, GPU back again. Everyone wants it. It's a good thing that I upgraded my PC before that craziness, because it's going to become really, really hard to find GPUs, in the future. Everyone will be getting their own GPUs to train their models, I guess. So yeah, so they're basically saying training AI models demands chips that have high amounts of memory, uh, uh, a marketplace for companies to sell access to their GPUs to other firms that need it. Nvidia happens to be the only company that makes those chips. Oh, so Nvidia is the only company that makes AI training AI models chips. For months, startups trying to get into the AI race have competed with big tech companies for Nvidia's GPUs. At the Newcomer AI conference in March, David Lowen, co-founder of AI startup Adept Labs and former Google and OpenAI engineer, said once an AI company figures out its business model, they need to venture capital money so they can begin sending checks to Jensen, referring to Jensen Huang, Nvidia's CEO. That makes sense. Yeah, no, their stock looks crazy, dude. What is going on there? Look at this, Kayla. This is a 5 day thing. It's not even like a 5 months or anything. Watch this. Do you see this? What? So it went from 305 to 380.
Yeah, I think almost a one third of its own. Yeah.
Look at the 6 months valuation from 140. In 6 months, it went from 140 to 380. Dude, that's almost double. That's double. It's more than double. That's insane. Why aren't we buying Nvidia stocks?
Mm,
And now
um,
everyone will be buying Nvidia stocks. Why did I say that?
I mean, do you still have your Tesla stock? Did you touch them? No.
Yeah, Muhammad Hassan Amir says Nvidia provides the hardware for all major AI operations. Yep, apparently so. All right, is it my turn? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
shut up and
Yeah.
okay, it's my turn.
Okay.
So let me make this pass. Oh man, that's exciting. I I didn't know that there's this kind of movement in the market. That's pretty cool. All right, let's run all the tests. I don't know what happened today. Just all of a sudden, temperature just went to the roof, and then I decided to sleep all day. I just
Tomorrow is even harder.
tomorrow, yeah. Oh, you mean the temperature?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I meant like my own body temperature. Okay. Like I was feeling a little sick, so I was like,
It's giving you a vacation.
it's giving me a stop it. Anyway, let's see here. Let's go into submit fine-tune async. Let's go into this one here. Let's slap these. Here we go. So let's do this catch. So I want to catch both of these. And then I want to lowercase control U. So control U will do the this thing is annoying. Let's do this. Ugh, just ruined it. Hold on. Okay. So let's do this again. So Control Alt Shift. It will pick up the. Okay. So var. So what did you call this unauthorized? You called it a dependency, failed dependency exception. Or
Dependency.
what's your inner, Kylo? What did you call your inner? I think.
Unauthorized or something.
Let's see. Unauthorized fine tune exception. Cool. Unauthorized fine tune exception. Oh, why is it not typing in two places? Var unauthorized fine tune exception, new, unauthorized, FineTune exception. There you go. And of course it did not copy the stuff. And then throw new. Did you make it a dependency? Let's see. Yeah, it is a dependency exception. Okay, cool. Fine tune, throw, new, fine tune, dependency exception, and unauthorized fine tune exception. Oh, come on. Exception. Unauthorized fine tune. Unauthorized fine tune exception. There you go. Okay, that should do the trick. Let's see. Yep, that's a pass. So that's a passing test. Cool. Let's go here. Here's a pass. Okay. The next one to this is, I'm assuming, bad request. So that's dependency validation exception. Let me just double check and make sure. So we did unauthorized should be dependency validation if prompt is not found. Why would it say prompt not found when we're posting? That doesn't make sense. Did we do that in the completion? Why would it send you 404 not found? That's weird. Um, let's see here on the chat completion. If you do MO, really? I don't know why we did that, honestly. It's not a retrieve. So why would you get not found? Let's look at their documentation real quick. Because I'm pretty sure you can't actually get that from this. Pretty sure. Here. Oh, let's see here. Playground. So API reference, FineTunes. God forbid they put the actual errors that come out of the API. Uh, so this is just the properties and all that, but there's nothing here. Yeah, it's not gonna tell me. I know
Yeah,
that.
it's not going to tell you until you do it, until you hit those areas.
Yeah. Florian says, hey, catching the stream to say hi before going to the job. All right. Have fun. Best of luck. Thank you. Florian Bernard. French guy. Okay, let's go here and let's fix this. Okay, I don't know if we should do not found exception, honestly. I don't recall that we have to do something like that. Um, I don't know. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we have to do that. Uh, so I'm just gonna jump to bad request exception then. So that means these tests are not even needed because it's I just don't think they'll be needed then. Okay, so let me go back to FineTunes. I need to create a FineTune dependency validation exception. And that guy inherits exception. That guy needs to be public. And then here's CTOR. It will take an external. Oh, actually, it'll take internal. And it will say fine-tune dependency validation error occurred. occurred. 2C's and 2R's, I think. Fix errors and errors. Try again. Here's your inner exception. Okay. Let's take a look here and see. Submit. Validations. Okay. So here's a test. Public async task should throw dependency validation exception on submit if bad request error occurs. Async. There you go. And then we want to go and say var. Okay, so I need a some fine tune. Let's create random fine tune, and then I need var HTTP response bad request exception. HTTP response bad request exception. There you go. And then invalid fine tune exception. That will take in the HTTP response. Cool. And then it looks like Parker already did one of the. Okay, so expected fine tune dependency validation exception. New fine tune dependency validation exception. And then we need to fake an injury. So here's a setup broker.post fine tune. It is any external fine tune request. And then this guy throws async an HTTP response bad request exception. And then I think the rest of those are pretty much the same, except that we're going to be changing the exception that comes out of it. So this will be actual fine-tune dependency validation exception. There you go. Here you, that would be expected. And that would be like that. And then I think everything else would be pretty. Okay, let me make these kind of look. This is our uglification, beautification rule. Yeah, this is all good. Cool. All right, cool. So let's run this. Okay. Yep. You have an expected. All right. Take it, K. It's all yours.
Okay.
Let's do it. You know, I noticed after I have you had any issues having to fix Visual Studio? By the way, Christo sent me like like a big document. You know, well, it's a document just full of instructions just for you to understand the problem that we had the other day with um verified commits. So I thought I'd bring it up. He's very kind. He's like, hey, here's the stuff that would help Kailu kind of do the things that he wants to do. I should show you this document. It's pretty cool. Let's
Okay.
see, where did I download this document? Yeah, check this out, Kailu, while you're doing this. So so he wrote this document for you. He's very sweet. Quick workaround to the issue Kailu has. Not proper fix. And then he basically went on to say there's something that was saved in the roaming in the app data.
Uh-huh.
right? And he basically, um, this is a quick hack, and you need to repeat these steps every time you generate new keys. Okay. A further hack would be to delete the folder and then create a symbolic link with this command as admin from command line. This will make sure that anything that gets added to the virtual folder will be available at the roaming profile location. Proper fix would be to get the key store location changed in Visual Studio, but none of the blogs I have seen so far has the tools options, environment GNU PG section in VS as described. Yeah. Eh,
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'll share this document with you. He's, obviously he really cares about these things and he really wants to help as much people as possible. He's a very sweet guy.
Mm.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Back to you.
Okay. So probably there's too many requests in. Okay. Okay.
What's that? This is the too many requests. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very. Yeah, I can wrap my mind around that one. But I don't know. Like, why would I submit something and get not found? That's weird. Unless, hmm, what happens when I submit a fine-tune request? Let's see here. What happens if we submit a fine-tune request, but the file that we're submitting against is whack? Like, let's see here. Like doesn't exist or something. That might be the case. Okay. So, so it's v1 slash, I'm just trying yeah, slash fine tunes. And then history. There you go. And then fine tune post. Yeah. So if I submit like this against a real file, that's cool. But if I do this, if you submit against a file that doesn't exist, it'll just give you bad request. It doesn't know how to handle it. It doesn't give you a not found file exception. It does say no file with ID blah blah. That's a thing. But other than that, it doesn't. Very interesting. I'm gonna buy Nvidia stocks, okay? That's what's gonna happen.
You sure it's a good time? I mean, what he already got up, right?
Yeah, it's
Is it gonna
going.
get up and anymore?
Yeah, that's a bad idea, right? Because it's it's now at a high. It's a bad idea to buy it while it's in. But what if it goes higher? Here goes the craziness of the stock market. I think I actually do have existing stock. I buy stocks in companies that I'm using their products. That's for sure. Okay. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Cool. Dude, you're fast. Let me talk a little. Why are you doing that? Why are you
Let
doing that?
Colin talk.
You want to talk? Then let's jump on a call for talking. We are here to code. So, okay. All right, Kay. All right. So this is dependency validation, excessive call, fine tune exception. Okay, cool. I like it. Let's take that guy. Let's go to try catch. Here's a catch, excessive call, var, excessive call, fine tune exception, new excessive. So here's HP response to mini request exception, and then this guy will throw new fine tune dependency validation exception with excessive call, fine tune exception. Yeah, there you go. Let's run this. All right, easy peasy. Let's do that. Should throw at that. Too many requests. Good. So that's a pass. And then what else is left, Mr. Kailu? I think we did handle the bad request. We need to handle the generic, yeah. Why there is an empty space here? Should throw dependency validation if too many requests, and then you have the generic one right here, right? And that generic one, what did we call it? A failed server completion dependency exception. See, when you write standardized code, you don't have to remember anything because the code is self-documenting. I like that a lot. So, okay. So failed server fine-tune exception. Okay, so this will inherit from exception. CTOR takes an exception, enter exception, base message, failed server, um, failed fine-tune server, error occurred, contact support. And here's your enter exception. Okay, and then let's go to we're almost done. So okay, so I want this guy basically should throw dependency exception on submit if server error occurs async. Cool. So that will be the generic HTTP response exception. HTTP response exception. There you go. And then you have a failed server fine-tune exception. Cool. And then you have the expected yeah, that should be pretty much it. So da 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 all over. And then this is our guy. And this is actual fine-tune dependency exception. That's it. I could swear we changed this as task thing because of Michael Mendelson. Were we still saying as task? Oh yeah, he took away the open close parentheses. Right. Christo, if you're watching this, maybe we can overload throws async so it can be tolerant of value task. Idea for you. Since we own some overloads on be equivalent to, this be equivalent to is coming from exceptions assertions. I honestly don't know if this belongs there either, but oh man, I just got dizzy all of a sudden. Okay, let's see if we can make this fail. Okay, so let's do that. So right, so it's expecting this dependency. Okay. All right, Kaylu. What are you doing? You're napping? Let's go, dude.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. Let's finish it.
Let's finish this.
It's been sitting for 2 weeks almost. It's finished.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to I want to release something tonight. I wonder if Diogo is done. You know, I have this person that's very near and dear to my heart. His name is Diogo Martini. I love him to death. I'll tell you about him later. He's a great person. Amazing human being. Let's see here. Standard OpenAI. You have 3 pull requests. Yeah, Diogo is almost, I think he's done. So this is list files orchestrations. Diogo Martini. Whatever you are, Diogo, Hassan loves you, son. Okay, so let's see here. AI files. Yeah, I think Diogo's done. Retrieve all files. I wonder why he made it this way. Could have. Let me leave him a comment here. Can we one line this? Okay. Yeah, I think overall his pull request is good. Just one tiny comment, Diogo. If you're watching, if you're around, fix your stuff. And then there's a client, but I think Catalan said we can't do this. Unfortunately, this will not work as expected because of the next RESTful sense missing features. I don't know if Brian Parker is done. Where's Parker, by the way? Why didn't he join? What is this? Stakhanov for the win? Who's that, Florian? Stakhanov. Where's Parker? He sent me a question mark. Little too late for this, but here is the link. All right. Oh, you're doing the service. Are we really done?
Almost.
Crazy business, dude. Alexei Grigorievich Stakhanov was a Soviet and Russian miner, hero of socialist labor, praised across the country for working like a crazy person. Hmm. What, like, what's that has to do with the prices of tea in China? I'm just trying to connect what Florian is saying to what we're doing. I don't know. Oh, are we done?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
One passing test we're done.
Okay, it's my turn, right?
Mm.
Yikes. Okay, let's do this.
Or well, we don't have the client.
Yeah, we still need to create the client, but this will be a quick one. Oh, he says the connection is to you guys. Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying we're working like crazy, so we remind him of Mr. Stakhanov. Working like crazy ones. Okay, I see. I see.
This is not work because we
This
don't get paid.
There you go. Here's Kaylu right there. We're just having fun. It's fun. We're just enjoying this. It's really cool. Okay, fine, Kay. Let's This is not work. We don't get paid, therefore this is not work. Okay, man. All right. Let's see. So here's this. Oop. Var failed fine-tune service exception. New failed fine-tune service exception. And then throw new fine-tune service exception with failed fine-tune service exception. He's telling you Stakhanov didn't get paid either. Soviet work. I don't know. I don't know what Florian's up to. But I'll take it as a compliment. I'll try.
Yeah, communist, right? Work
Okay.
for as much you work, you only get the same pay.
I didn't, yeah, Florian, are you a commie? Is that what it is? Is that what we're talking about here? Yes. All right. Let's create this pull request while we're having this side. Are you a communist kind of conversation? Let's go here. So I see clients. Let's do this. Clients. Okay. So now this PR should be ready, my dear friend. So I'm resolving this. Ready for review. Okay. So I'm gonna run this locally because we don't have to wait for the pipeline to kind of run through. But here we go. So this is all good. And keep this running. Here's a merge. Okay. So now we need to create a client, right? So let's go back to OpenAI here. Let's go over there. Florian says, no, I'm not a communist. Not a commie. Okay. He's trying to give us a compliment, and we're being jerks to him. Thank you, Florian. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so very much. Okay. All right. Let's go back to main. Let's pull latest. Oh God. So okay, so we have this we have a service Now we need to create a client for that service. So we have clients, AI files, AI model. We need a new one for FineTunes. So this is FineTunes. No, this is the models. Oh, we're gonna need that as well, although not just yet. But on the client side, we need FineTunes. So I'm just gonna create FineTunes, and we need an FineTune client, right? And we need a FineTune client. I don't know why I'm getting dizzy. It's really annoying.
Maybe your body's telling you to get some sleep.
Dude, I was asleep all day. What are you talking about? I was having a fever today. What
No
kind of sleep?
sleep.
How much sleep is enough sleep for you, okay? I mean, you don't sleep either. So what are you talking about? Huh?
Depends. If I can sleep, I'd rather sleep. But if I don't have the time, then I won't sleep.
All right. So this is FineTune. Um, Submit FineTune request async. I think that's what we're gonna call it. And I think that's what we did with completion, right? We always, yeah, so, I mean, submit FineTune is okay. This is fine tune, right? So that's Control KE, right? And then we wanna basically go and say, here's the implementation for this guy. FineTune client. And this guy will be asynchronous with value task. And return await this dot. Oh, we need the dependency, right? So private read-only FineTune service. And here's your CTOR. So this dot service dot submit FineTune async. And I don't think we need that generic whatever. Yeah, that's good. And then that guy's tripping because I changed the model on it. So this should be value task. Here you go. Cool. Now we just need to try catch this baby. So try. So we have FineTune validation exception. Oh, right. We also have a FineTune uh, dependency exception. And I think the dependency exception comes, well, there's validation that, okay, yeah, that's right. And then there is FineTune dependency validation exception. And we also have, let's see here, catch. See, that's the beauty of categorization. It could have tons of little exceptions underneath them. We don't care. FineTune service exception. There you go. And then we move that guy all the way upstairs like this. Cool. And I think we did throw the inners of these, right? Yeah, we did throw the inner exception for these guys. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So here's the exceptions. So FineTune validation exception. Fine tunes and then exceptions. And then fine tune validation exceptions. Fine tune validation. Fine tune client validation exception. And then you have fine tune client dependency exception. And then we have fine tune client service exception. Cool. That guy will be public. It'll also take an exception, inner exception. This is the message that goes out to the world. So this is a fine-tuned client service error occurred. Contact support. Here's your inner. Cool. Control KE. Cool. And then something similar for all of these. So this will be, yikes. Wow, that's the worst. Fine-tuned client dependency error occurred. This will be exception. There you go, Control KE. Let's put a smile on that face. And then you also have, so we have the service, we have the dependency. Now we need the validation. So this is Control KE here, and then I'm gonna go and say exception, CTOR, exception, inner exception, base message, fine tune, client validation, error occurred, fix errors, and try again. That's your inner exception right there. Okay, cool. Okay, so that means on this client, we can go and say throw new fine-tune client validation exception. And that will take the fine-tune validation exception, inner exception as exception. I'm going to repeat that pattern everywhere. I'm assuming that we consider the dependency validation as control dependency. There you go. And here's also validation. And this would be service exception. I'm still on the fence about test driving exposure layers. Still on the fence about that because Kailu, what proves today that we're handling and converting exceptions in the controllers? Nothing. There's no testing out there that valid. Like if I remove that entire block of code, nothing is going to fail. That's a bad thing, right?
Well, you test those in your acceptance or your integration test, right?
Mm. Florian says, but I wonder about you. You are working for free, even if you're feeling ill. Sounds like a commie to me. See, we pissed him off. All right. No, I'm not a communist. So let's go and run this. Let's. What did you say about testing the exposure layer?
Hmm?
What did we say about
Oh,
testing the exposure layer?
you're already testing those in your acceptance and integration test.
Right. That's right. There he is, Brian Parker. You only made one of those exceptions public. Oops, that's not a good thing. Let's see here. So if we go on to our models for our services under FineTune, and then this is public. This should be public. This is public. I mean, the categorical doesn't matter, but the internal definitely does matter. Like, like this is a categorical exception. This is a categorical exception. This is an internal localized exception. These are good. This is good. And this is good. Okay, cool. Hey, look, we have a client. Let's register that client. He says on the client side. Okay, let's look at the client side. So under clients, fine tunes. I see. Good catch. So this is public, public, and this is internal. Okay, I see. Yep, thanks, Parker. It's good. All right, let's build this. Let's go into the fine-tuned client. We have all of this said and done. Yeah, Kailu we're probably gonna start enforcing writing unit test for the controllers because I'm telling you, acceptance test doesn't catch it, man. Acceptance test is just saying, hey, is the controller talking to the service, talking to the broker, right? And you wouldn't even be able to, even if you try, because how, like, let's say a controller is supposed to communicate a dependency validation exception that's happening from an external resource. How are you going to fake that in an acceptance test? You just can't. You could do it through WireMock. It's possible. But in the database situation, how can you fake that, right? Florian says, when can I come to a live coding session to let me make fun of my lack of skills and understanding of the tasks to achieve? I'll be there, but I'm afraid of disappointing you. Well, if you're gonna show up on a live session, you gotta write code, son. That's the rule, you know. You can't just show up and be pretty. I mean, be pretty, but show up and do some code as well. But it's not mandatory, the pretty part, you know. The smart part is important though. So you can jump in anytime, Florian. Come and say hi. And, again, it's a community hangout. But if you show up, I'm gonna make you do things. All right. So, so Kailu, I think what's left for us here is to really just register these things. I think really just a registration of the fine-tune client. So I fine-tune client.
Do we register the class as well or the service?
Oh, that's a good point. Did we register the service? I really hope Parker did. If he didn't, then let's see. Well, the service wasn't done, so why would he, right? Tune service, and this is fine tune service. There you go. And then the last thing we need to do is to have an exposure for this guy. I fine tune client. That would be fine tune client like this, right? Why is this guy doing that while these guys are okay? Oh, because these have acceptance tests, but nobody wrote acceptance tests for AI files. So nobody wrote tests for that. Gosh dang it. Not happy. Not very happy about this. Um, okay, so I need to prop I fine tune client is fine FineTune client. There you go. And then let's see, FineTune client equals services provider dot get required service I FineTune client. That should be good. Here we go. And I think we have a client, but I need to double check because we don't have a test for it yet. So let me commit this first and just say clients fine tune client. So that takes care of that part. Oh, I need a branch. So users Hassan Habib clients fine tune submit. We're getting really close to releasing a library, by the way. That's pretty cool. But I'm willing to fail for the group. Are you planning on doing session this weekend? No, not this weekend. But we'll see. I may do one tomorrow just to write the acceptance and integration tests with Kaylu. But beyond that point, we'll just release. We'll have another release. So okay, so I'm gonna commit this, but I still need to test it though. So let me try to test this real quick. So let's go to our integration tests. Steal one of those. So public async task delete me async because it's asynchronous. And then I want to fine tune new fine tune. And then inside that fine tune, there's a request. That's right. And inside that request, fine tune request, I need a file ID. File ID. So let's give it a real file ID, which is the one that I was trying on Postman just a second ago. Yeah, this will always respond and it will say it's been processed and all that good stuff. So let's pass the file ID here. And then we just need to submit it. So basically go and say fine tune response equal await this dot OpenAI client dot FineTune client dot submit. Here's your client. And then we want to basically assert is not null the fine-tune response, right? And I need a key for this one. So I need an API key. Let's get an API key. View API keys. Generate. And then let's put that key in here, out in the open, right? And then don't worry about the org ID. Don't worry about the URL. And let's run this as a test. So this should give me something useful. Yo, Hassan, slightly off track, but still relevant. The add transient, is there a way to have, for example, have add file broker instead of add transient? We're gonna need to write middleware then. But it's not a bad idea. I like the artistic side of it. So are you saying add broker, add service, add client as a registration? Or are you saying no, add for every model, go and actually write a method for registering it? See what this guy says. Oh, you can't see that, K, because of the, let's do add watch. Looks like it came back with something, right? So add FineTune response. The status is not working. That's dumb. Why it didn't fix the status? See, so it does have stuff, which is great, right? As the dates, as the events. Over here, it has the parameters. But look, this here, the status here, when I call this API, it says status is processed. No, wait, this is correct. On the training files, where's the training files? In here, status is processed. Yeah, I want these statuses to be, um, I want these statuses to be an enum. I don't like that they are just strings. I could swear I probably talked to Diogo about this before. I don't know. I don't know. I could have talked to him about this in the past, not sure. Okay. So anyway, Kailu, this works. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, cool. Let's revert that last change. And then Kailu, I'm not gonna release the library today because people have been kind of slacking off on writing acceptance and integration tests, even though I asked for it. So I'm not publishing the library unless there is an acceptance and integration test to cover it. Otherwise, we're not really doing right stuff here. So okay, so let's go back here. Use GitHub standard pull requests. Did I push my stuff straight into master or what? No, I have clients FineTune Submit. Yeah, what? That's odd. Let's go to branches. What? Oh, I didn't push it. Huh? Okay. Yeah, usually GitHub is pretty smart about this. It'll just tell you, hey, looks like you have a okay, closes FineTune client. Clients. Yeah, there you go. Create FineTune. There you go. Good. What's the label on this? It should be clients. Good. Create pull request. There you go. So, Kailu, it's going to be your turn tomorrow to write an acceptance and integration test, and then we release. What do you think about that?
Okay.
That will be the session tomorrow. Just write an acceptance and integration test, and that will be it.
Mm, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think we're in good shape. Let me take a one last look here, just in case I forgot anything. I OpenAI client. Okay. We made these things public. Yeah, I think we should be good here. Okay, I'm merging it, okay. So this is the client. Now the last thing would be just I'm not releasing anything moving onwards unless there is um, an actual acceptance and integration test for it. So that's what you and I are gonna do tomorrow. You'll do the acceptance and I'll do the integration and we should call it. Cool. All right. Okay. Anything else from your side?
No, I'm good.
Okay. What did Felipe say? So Brian said, "Do you mean extension to iService collection?" Yeah, because the add transient just looks strange. But then again, I am no C sharp guru. Was just wondering. I will do some reading on the middleware you mentioned. Maybe one day you can also do a session on creating standard compliant middleware. Brian, I think the add transient was in the controller, but can be wrong. I would personally think it's an overkill because we're just registering dependencies. But to do your research, maybe you'll upgrade the standard. All right. Thank you all for participating and for the people watching. Thank you, Kailu. Let's connect tomorrow. Take care.
Okay.